YouTube, what's going on, man? It's your boy CJ, and I'm back again with the videos. I took a little hiatus. It happens, man. It happens to everybody, but trying to get this content back pushed out to y'all, man. Of course, y'all know I'm the big man builder. One of the big man builders. I like to think that I'm one of the best, but hey, agree to disagree. It doesn't matter. I'm here to put out the content because to show y'all different versatile big man builds, for y'all. Not just for me, but for all y'all. So check this out. We're gonna go with a center man, of course, because that's what I do. On this build, we're gonna go 7 foot. Went to 246 on the weight. The reason I went to 246 is because I just wanted to make sure I had the 70 speed, but also just make sure I have enough strength for whenever I up my wingspan. So when I up my wingspan here, we're gonna go to 7'7", one off the max. It's gonna give us a 91 strength, and you'll see what we do right here with the attributes, man. So right here on the first set of attributes, first thing first, I did a lot of dancing on the first part of this build because I wasn't sure if I wanted to have the high post control or if I wanted to, do one close shot high or whatever. So I kind of took the ladder and went with the high close shot, and on this build we're gonna have a 92 close shot, man. I'm gonna tell you like this, the 92 close shot on this build, as you can see, it's gonna pop to that gold paint prodigy. That junk is nasty, man, and I'm telling you, it's hard for really anybody to stop you, especially getting boards off the glass. I'm on O. It's hard for anybody to stop you from going up, especially with that gold paint prodigy. I got it up, I got it maxed. Also upgrading builds on this game as far as getting the level, not saying the VC, but getting the level is pretty easy, I must say. But went to a 92 on that. Right here we're gonna get you to an 80 driver layup to make sure we get that silver physical finisher. You'll see that change in a minute whenever I up the strength. Let me actually go ahead and go down and do that on the strength so y'all can see the badges, queue up. I went to 89 first to start the build off because my plan is whenever I get my +5s, I'm going to go to a +2 on the strength to get the gold brick wall. But we'll talk about that later on when I get into it. All right, so from here with the driving dunk, man, on the driving dunk I went to an 85. So kind of very similar here with the +5s that I was just speaking of. My plan is to go with a +2 so I can make sure I get that silver posterizer. Silver posterizer, I think, is going to be on a lot of builds this year, especially a lot of big men. Well, I'm gonna change that. Most of your paint mashing bigs are gonna make sure they have a high posterizer for sure. At least silver, because at 7 foot, that's the highest you can get it. I want to say, unless if you go 6'11", you can get it gold, but you're gonna be losing out on a lot of the attributes in terms of that, unless you just make it like a pure inside. But no, with 85. With the mind of the caps on the back end, and then I went to an 80 on the rise up. I could have went 81, but I went 80 because I'm planning on using my +5s. So I'm thinking, progressively with this build. It's one of those builds where you can play with it day one, you can work with it, but later on you can be able to juice it up and do a lot of little fun things with it, right? So right here I wanted to make sure we get our shooting. We're gonna always make sure we get that high mid. Gotta go with the high mid to make sure we can get the jump shot. So I went with an 80. And 80 will get you some pretty good jump shots. I found one on this build, and we all know if you've been playing 2K since it's dropped, this one specifically, shooting has been a little wonky. I like it and dislike it at the same time, but it's okay. We'll all get used to it. So see, you got the bronze dead eye and you got the silver set shot specialist. Then from there we went to a 76 on the 3-ball. And then, which is the max, and then we're just gonna get our 70 free throw right here. With the 76 3-ball, you really don't get anything special. It's all pretty much geared towards your mid range on these builds, and most of your big man builds gonna have a high mid range unless they're gonna have the low wingspan. They're gonna have a high mid range. Make sure they hit all the badge cues as far as the dead eye sets our specialist. The 3-ball predominantly it's only geared to your limitless range, and at 7 foot you can't get it unless you drop your wingspan. And if you are the only big on your team and the main big, it's hard to have your wingspan dropped as much and rebound if you got a short wingspan and play defense. And it's been like that for 2K for many years. With shorter wingspan, it's harder to play defense. Even though you might get the attribute rating for it, it's harder to play defense because if you think about it, your arms can't reach to the ball for the blocks or whatever. So from there, we're going to make sure we get a 78 pass accuracy because, when you play this game, you're playing on the right outlets. But I did find something out for myself pretty much day one on the game. Your pass accuracy really does not have to be this high to throw outlets. But I had mine up because yeah, I just wanted to have it. The main thing, I want to see how this versatile visionary was. It's decent. It's pretty good. But is it completely necessary? No, not really. I don't think it's that necessary right now. Cause until you see, some locks with maybe Legend Interceptor or something like that. But even then, I don't think it's that necessary. But moving on, we're gonna take our speed up, and you'll see the speed ball go up here off of this, and we're gonna get our agility max. And right here, you see we got the 30 speed ball, which does absolutely nothing, but it went up because of the speed. So let's work on the defensive part right here. We got an 82 right here. Make sure we get the silver post move locked down. And then also, me personally, whenever I make my big man builds, I like to have perimeter. It's hard for me not to go with perimeter or any steal, because I feel like you have to be able to play the lanes in some kind of way, and you will get in switch situations. And I'm not saying that your ankles won't get broken, because it's gonna happen, but just give yourself a higher fighting chance to kind of stay in front sometimes, right? So that's kind of like my thing about it, because yeah, I know if I drop perimeter, I can have a little bit more, but it's not enough to really hit any other cap points with the block, rebound, and all that. What you're gonna see right here. So from right here, we went to a 93 block. The 93 block is going to give you the gold paint patroller. And I'm going to tell you this, paint patroller and high flying denier. Paint patroller is really good. High flying denier is really good, but it's hard to use because you don't get the crazy chase down animations like you used to get on previous 2Ks. But paint patroller is really good. I will tell you like this. You can get some crazy body up animations with people trying to go mash at the rim and drive into the rim because of paint patroller. You kind of like, it's weird. You have to see it when you have paint patrol on, but you can get some nasty animations as far as stopping them at the rim. It's pretty cool. Then from right here, we went to a 92 on the defensive rebound, and we went to a 70 on the offensive rebound. And even with the 70 on this, and this is my day one build. This was my day one build. I got some other ones that I'm using. I'll show those to y'all too, but got some other ones I'm using. With the 70 rebound, you still rebounding pretty well because you got that box out beast. So use the box out beast, get your box out, and then go rebound. But also, I was thinking in mind that if you want to use this in like a comp setting, 9 times out of 10, you probably won't be getting offensive rebounds. You might be getting back, but with you being the main build, you are going to crash. So, this is going to give you that capability to be able to crash a little bit, get those put back tip in dunks and all that stuff. Then from there, the rest of this is going to go on our vertical. We should max out at an 80 vertical. And you see when we get to the 80 vertical, we get the gold pogo stick, and then also we get the gold high flying denier, man. So, and this is kind of what I looked at whenever I was making a build from the beginning. I wanted to make sure I have at least the gold high flying denier, because I wanted that and the paint patroller I want to see how those acted together. So I made sure I got that. And you see with the takeovers, I'm not really going to talk through them all because, it's a bunch of takeovers. But, from the beginning, you got Above the Rim, Block Party, Board Beast, Bucket, Dr. Duncanstein, so on and so forth, man. If you make this build, you can go look at the takeovers yourself and see what you got. But let's go and get into this build and see what we have to get the name and the shades of. You got Jack Sigma, Walker Kessler, Nick Claxton. Really, I don't understand the shades of, but it is what it is. We got a 2-way inside the arc threat. And yeah, with this build, like I said, this is my day one build. This is my first day in the builder, and what I did day one. Obviously, we're gonna improve. Obviously, gonna see better. So with that being said, YouTube, I hope you guys like this build. I hope you guys make it. If you don't, it is what it is. I'm putting it out there because it's content. But other than that, we're gonna put 2 fingers up, separate them. Deuces. CJ gone.